Go.
Hi, I'm Atlas.
Camila.
Emilio.
Go.
Hi, this is Joanna. Thank you very much for being here tonight. One of my favorite childhood memories is being able to wake up every morning to the smell of fresh brewed Colombian coffee. Every morning at 5 a.m. my mother would wake up and immediately go to the kitchen and immediately start a fresh pot of coffee. 5 minutes after that, my dad would join her. They would sit down at the table and talk about that day and what are they going to expect of doing and what needed to be taken care of. That's what my mother called a day jumpstart. Colombian coffee is a national symbol. That's why I learned about it from a very early age. I remember giving my first speech and having my first discussion about Colombian coffee when I was in the 5th grade. Then I learned where coffee came from, the importance that it had in the national economy, and the customs that us Colombian people had with coffee. I would like to talk to you about the history of coffee. Surprisingly, coffee comes from Africa, specifically from a place called Ethiopia. Through the lines of commerce, coffee was taken to the Middle East, where the Arabs learned the secrets of making coffee from the roasted bean of the plant. Through the same lines of commerce, this coffee was brought to Europe, and it was introduced in the court of Louis XIV. It was very important because Louis XIV was the king of the art, the king of the dance. If you hang out with Louis XIV, you were loyalty. Once the coffee was introduced to their court, it became the drink of the noble. There is a lot of speculations about coffee coming to Colombia. What we know for sure is that some Jesuit monks brought the coffee in and started the harvesting process. The best quality coffee that you can find in the world comes from a region in Colombia called Antioquia. Colombia is right here in South America for the people who don't know where it is. The weather in Antioquia is 70 to 75 degrees year-round. The humidity, the soil, that was the perfect combination for the coffee to grow. Colombia was always looking for a product that would give them that economic advantage. Coffee that was that product. On the same token, people ask me all the time, why is it so important about Colombian coffee? Why is it that people like it so much? Then I tell them the story. Everything starts from the planting of the seed. Each little seed is hand-picked. Only the best will make it. It will be planted, and then you have to wait 5 years for the plant to mature and produce coffee beans. Then, during the harvesting time and the picking time, thousands of workers will come and hand-pick each grain of coffee that you have inside of the cup of coffee that you enjoy every morning. That's why it's so important. That's why it's so expensive. Besides that, the fabulous taste of Colombian coffee. That's what makes Colombian coffee so important. Well, marketing people understood that the laborer, the picker, the farmer was very important, and they decided to give Colombian coffee a face. That's when they gave him this face. I know that you guys recognize it, and when you see this, you know that we're talking about Colombian coffee. This is Mr. Juan Valdez. Juan Valdez is always in the company of his donkey Conchita. They come down the mountain carrying sacks of coffee ready for you to enjoy. For your surprise, in Colombia, we don't drink that much coffee. You may say, why? I always tell my friends the reason why is because the coffee that we produce, the best coffee, is always for the export. We usually get the coffee that is second-hand. The average Colombian cannot afford an $8 a pound or $18 a pound gourmet coffee. So that's why Colombians, instead of drinking coffee, we rather drink juices from a huge variety of fruits that we have at home. And also, instead of coffee, we drink hot chocolate with cheese. It sounds kind of nasty, but it's a very, very European custom that we adopted when the Spaniards came to Colombia. Well, in conclusion, I show you guys why Colombian coffee is so important for my people. why Colombian coffee is part of my life, why I feel proud talking about something that is a national symbol. I hope that you guys learned something new. I really appreciate it. This is a little cup that I brought from Colombia, and I actually have a setup in my house. This is the way that we serve coffee in Colombia, just in a little cup, black with sugar. Sometimes we add a little bit of milk, that's what we call café con leche. Thank you very much for being here today. As we say in my country, tomémonos un tinto, seamos amigos. That means let's drink some coffee, let's be friends. Thank you.